Palworld has jumped onto the scene and is currently selling a ton of copies and seeing huge concurrent player counts on Steam, passing some of the biggest titles that we've ever seen released. The game has been described as Pokemon with guns, and Nintendo has said that they're going to take a look and decide if legal action is needed against this game. The studio has also laid out the roadmap of updates coming to Palworld in the future and what content we can expect to see in the game. I'm going to go over all of this in the video, but before we get into all the news about Palworld, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest gaming news. Palworld has been described as Pokemon with guns, but it's also reached a remarkable milestone with over 2 million concurrent players on Steam. When checking the numbers again as I record this on Saturday, Palworld hit a new high peak concurrent player count on Steam earlier this morning. Early on Saturday morning, Palworld hit its highest peak concurrent player count on Steam so far, with over 2.1 million people online playing the game at the same time. The game is best known for its unique blend of creature catching, base building, and survival mechanics, and it's gained viral success globally, particularly in Asia and in North America. Despite criticisms over similarities to Pokemon, industry professionals have highlighted its distinctiveness, drawing more parallels to games like Ark and Rust. Palworld's future updates promises new islands, bosses, pals, and PvP features, aiming to retain and expand its player base, but I will get more into these updates later in the video. Palworld is currently sitting at second all-time on Steam's peak concurrent player counts and has passed games like Counter-Strike 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Elden Ring, and Hogwarts Legacy. While it has had some big success, Palworld still has a considerable way to go to surpass PUBG's record of 3.2 million concurrent players on Steam. Palworld has also sold 8 million units on Steam alone, and this milestone has been reached just 6 days after the game was first released in early access. The numbers this game is putting up are huge and really shows that gaming interest might be shifting and that many people have been wanting a game like this for a while now. On Xbox, Palworld is estimated to have 1.5 million downloads on Game Pass, even surpassing Fortnite and daily active Xbox users in the United States. With all of these sales, it's estimated that the game has made well over $200 million on Steam sales alone, before the platforms take their cuts, of course. And with all of these players jumping into the game, it looks like most of them are enjoying their experience so far, since the game has a 92% review score with over 118,000 reviews on Steam at the time of recording this. Palworld is a game developed by Japanese studio Pocket Pair, and it has been involved in a controversy over its character designs, which are accused of being plagiarized from Pokemon. This has sparked significant discussion on social media. The game's director has also responded to these allegations, though he didn't deny the influence from Pokemon. Additionally, there's scrutiny over Pocket Pair's use of generative AI tools in game development, which some believe might explain the design similarities to Pokemon. The former chief legal officer of the Pokemon company, Dan McGowan, commented on Palworld describing it as rip-off nonsense. He expressed surprise over the game's progress despite its alleged similarities to Pokemon. The Pokemon company has also announced its plans to investigate Palworld for potential intellectual property infringement. This follows concerns about similarities between Palworld's creatures and those in Pokemon. The investigation aims to determine if Palworld's design infringes upon Pokemon's intellectual property rights. There was also a Pokemon mod released for Palworld, and it was made by fans of the game, but it turns characters and creatures into Pokemon and the game's protagonist into Ash. This mod garnered attention online, but resulted in Nintendo issuing DMCA takedowns reflecting the ongoing intellectual property concerns surrounding Palworld. Also, Nexus Mods, a website that hosts mods from several different games, refused to host the mod over concerns about legal issues. Palworld's game director claims that Palworld passed legal reviews before being released and emphasized its serious development approach, comparing it to games more like Ark and Rust. It does look like there is obvious influence from Pokemon, but I think this does fall into a legal gray area and there's not much that Nintendo will actually be able to do here. I mean, you see how quickly they took down the Pokemon fan-made mod for the game, so Palworld is definitely a more complicated issue here. Palworld has also given an in-depth look at the early access roadmap for the game, shedding light on the exciting upcoming features and content that players can expect in this unique gaming experience. One of the key highlights of the roadmap is the introduction of raid bosses as in-game content. Raid bosses are often considered a pinnacle challenge in many online games, requiring teamwork and strategy to defeat them. Their inclusion in Palworld suggests that players can look forward to engaging and challenging encounters that will test their skills and cooperation with their teammates. Additionally, the roadmap mentions the incorporation of PvP, player versus player features, a highly anticipated addition for competitive gamers out there. This could open new avenues for players to compete against each other, potentially involving battles between their captured creatures or pals. PvP can add a layer of excitement and rivalry to the game, making it more dynamic and engaging. Another intriguing aspect of the roadmap is the PAL Arena, which is expected to be a dedicated arena for PAL-based PvP gameplay. This suggests that players will have the opportunity to pit their captured creatures against each other in structured battles, further enhancing the game's strategic elements. The roadmap also hints at the introduction of new islands, which could expand the game world and provide fresh environments for players to explore. New islands may bring new challenges, creatures, and resources for players to discover, adding to the depth of the game. Moreover, the promise of more pals and bosses indicates that players can anticipate a broader variety of creatures and challenges to face in-game. These additions can enhance the overall gameplay experience, providing players with more options for team composition and strategies. While the roadmap paints an exciting picture of what's to come in Palworld, it's important to note that specific release dates for these new content updates have not been provided by the developers just yet. This is likely due to developer Pocket Pair prioritizing the resolution of current issues related to excessive access congestion and other technical challenges that the game currently has. Nonetheless, the game's success with 2.1 million concurrent players on Steam at its max showcases its potential to become a significant player in the gaming industry as a whole. Talking about future updates, there's also currently a disparity in player capacity between the Xbox and Steam versions of Palworld. While the Steam version supports dedicated servers for up to 32 players, the Xbox version is currently limited to accommodating only 2 to 4 players in a co-op multiplayer mode. A Pocket Pair representative expressed the studio's desire to have dedicated servers for Xbox players, but at the moment the decision does not entirely lie with them and is challenging to negotiate at present. I'm sure with the player numbers they're putting up, it won't be that challenging for long. However, this discrepancy does raise questions among players regarding the multiplayer experience on different platforms. The limited player capacity on Xbox may impact cooperative gameplay and interactions within the game. There is also the possibility of Palworld coming to PlayStation 5 consoles at some point in the near future. Since its release on January 19th, Palworld has achieved massive success with over 8 million copies sold and record-breaking numbers on Steam. However, it's not available on every platform at the moment, including the PS5. Social media has seen numerous requests for the game to be available on the PS5, prompting the official FAQ to mention the possibility of it happening at some point in the future. While the developer Pocket Pair does not have immediate plans for a PS5 version, they have stated that they would consider it during development. PlayStation's Shuhei Yoshida was also asked about the game's availability on PlayStation 5, to which he responded positively saying yes. This suggests that PlayStation has taken notice of the game's popularity, although no official confirmation or release date has been provided just yet for PlayStation consoles. The development and budgeting of the game Palworld has also been revealed by the studio. According to the CEO of Pocket Pair, the development of Palworld cost 1 billion yen to develop, approximately $6.75 million US. He said that he initially did not want to worry about managing the budget for the game, and Palworld was supposed to be complete within 1 year due to his reluctance to work on it for an extended period of time. However, the game's development didn't go as planned, and he realized that there were insufficient resources, manpower, and development time to achieve their envisioned game. Despite the budget limitations, the team decided to continue working on the game, hiring more people and outsourcing help. Their approach to budgeting and development reflects the challenges faced during Palworld's creations, where it ultimately required more resources and time than initially anticipated. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest gaming news. And if you're looking for another video to watch, click one of the ones you're seeing on screen right now for some more gaming news. I will see you there.